That two-faced woman number, that's a pretty memorable number. And I'm back with my guest, Brent Phillips, the author of a biography about director and choreographer Charles Walters, the man we're saluting every Friday night this month on TCM. Welcome back, Brent.
Thank you.
Now, I have to tell you about that number. That is so outrageous, but that's what was always kind of great about Joan Crawford. In her film, she would do something kind of outrageous like that with that black makeup and the wig and all that to kind of startle you and get you to talk about her.
Yes.
Now, you say in your book that Chuck Walters wasn't that crazy about the script. Why did he do the movie?
He did it for a number of reasons. One, Joan Crawford asked, and sort of when Joan Crawford asks, it was hard to say no to somebody who was at that time so much of a legend. Even more importantly, executive Benny Thau asked for him to do it. And he said the studio would be very grateful if you would do that. So that is something about working under a contract at a studio like MGM, that sometimes you do things that you're not particularly thrilled about doing. And, you know, he got to know Joan Crawford in the process. He got a lifelong friend out of it. And, you know, the film actually did relatively well. So it was a win-win for everybody.
We have to say also that this was a big deal for Joan Crawford because she was returning to MGM for the first time since the early 40s.
Absolutely.
When she was kind of kicked out of the studio, having been a huge star there for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Back to the silent screen days, and then she went to Warner Brothers, did Mildred Pierce, and had all that career.
Yes.
And so this was like a big deal for her to be back at MGM.
Yeah, she actually, you know, there's so many photographs of Joan, a big banner over the front gate that said, "Welcome back, Joan," which is almost kind of sad for the fact that it was such a small little musical that she was creating, but she also was able then to take over. A lot of the actresses, the main actresses, were on vacation at that time, and so she was able to take dressing room A and dressing room C and make it into this palatial dressing room for her. And Joan Crawford never left the MGM set during the filming. As soon as they started filming, she would shoot all day, and then she would go to the rushes, and then she'd go back to her dressing room, and she would sleep there, and she would continue. So she found a way of playing MGM movie diva 24 hours a day.
Even in 1953,
exactly.
when that was kind of over.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. No one like Joan Crawford.
No way.
Moving on. Brent and I are finished for tonight, but we are going to be back next Friday, when we'll bring you 4 more films directed by Charles Walters. In the meantime, one of the 3 films in which Charles Walters directed Esther Williams, coming right up.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, Esther Williams gets into the dunk tank at a Texas carnival. Then Judy Garland makes Mickey Rooney girl crazy. And Garland gets her big break in presenting Lily Mars.